Look at that beauty. Wow. Look at that beauty.
In today's adventure, we're exploring Minh Phuong Market in Viet Tri, where locals shop, eat, and experience everyday Vietnamese life. Then, we'll uncover a hidden buffet restaurant tucked away on the famous Nguyen Du Street, a local gem that's packed with delicious food and incredible value. From authentic street food to hidden culinary treasures, this is another adventure you won't want to miss. So what are you waiting for? Let's go! Artist out the ranch, I just told you that I'm about it. I might take offense if you tell me that you doubt it. Welcome to Minh Phuong Market, a bustling local market in the northern Vietnamese city of Viet Tri. It may not be the biggest market in Vietnam, but it's packed with everything local need for their daily lives. From fresh produce and household essential to unique local products, every corner offers a glimpse into authentic Vietnamese culture. But that's not all. This market is also home to some incredible hidden delicacies just waiting to be discovered. So come with me as we explore the market, meet the locals, and see what delicious foods are waiting for us.
Good day, everybody. It's me again, your guide, your host here at Adventure Vlog TV, Sebastian. I'm here for another market tour here in rural province of Vietnam. Let's go get something to eat. This one. And just like that, we have our very first victim. So this is Bánh, guys. It's corn pancake here in Vietnam, and I believe it's tasty. I've had it before, but I want to try the local version that you find on the market. This one costs 10,000 Vietnamese dong. That's about $50, I guess. And look at that beauty. Wow! Smells amazing. They also gave us this wonderful Vietnamese sauce. First things first, let's try the Bánh on its own. The corny taste, the outside crispiness of the batter. Let's try it with the sauce. That's it for the corn. Let's go ahead and look for another one. Anh, tên là gì? Bánh á? Mất đây. Bao tiền?
25.000.
25. Come on, anh.
Okay.
And just like that, we have another victim. It comes with a mini sauce jam. I'm not sure what this is, but we're gonna find out sooner. Ta-da! It's like a sticky rice cake. Of course, the rule of food, don't put anything on your food yet. Taste the pure food. Let's try it. It's a rice cake. So you can taste the coconutty element to it. It's the sweetness and the jelly-like taste. The sauce is like a concentrated coconut jelly. So let's try it. And cheers, guys. It just levels up the whole flavor. I can taste the mung beans in there. It's like a jelly on top and the bottom. In the middle, it's like a mung bean paste that is compressed. Wow. That's it with the bánh. Let's go ahead and find something more to eat. Bánh tráng trộn.
Bánh trộn à?
Hot pancake. That is the rice papers, sauce in there, and they're gonna mix it. This is one of those Vietnamese comfort food that everybody loves. There you go, that beauty. And just like that, our bánh tráng trộn is ready. Wow, that is amazing, guys. So bánh tráng trộn is basically just a rice paper that is shredded and put some goodness to it. Partner with unripe mangoes. First bite, guys, bánh tráng trộn. Wow, as they say here in Vietnam, ngon. Ngon. I cannot compliment this dish enough. It is so good in a sense that it tastes so Vietnamese. It looks like a lot, guys. This whole thing is like less than 100 grams. This one is called Bánh mì moi ớt. Look at that beauty. This is like a student meal. Sliced bread and a little bit of sauce with those shredded types of meat. And look at that. It is amazing. Truly a work of beauty. In Vietnam, they call sausage suk sik. Everybody loves beef floss. Wondrous sauce. Wow. Guys, the flavor of the bread is amazing because they grill the bread, partner that with the grilled sausage, pork and chicken and beef floss. Wow. This is addicting, guys. Once you start eating it, you cannot stop. See that? Look at that beauty. That sausage. It is so comforting. All right, and there would be a bonus food here. The owner is so kind. They gave us this like a Vietnamese version of hash browns. So you can see, ta-da! I think those are potato bits. Whoa! Cheers, guys. Wow, it's amazing. In here, let me show you the crispiness test. Come on, Em. There you go. They're very nice and kind. This is Bánh, khoái, a Vietnamese fritter with those potatoes in it. And the owner says I need to put hot sauce in it. They also gave me a nuoc cham, the Vietnamese famous fish sauce with a little bit of sweetness and cucumbery paste and pickly. It's fried with try it with those nuoc cham. Dip it there. Cucumbers on top. Cheers. Plain taste of the sweet potato and partner it with this shrimpy, sweet and tangy, savory fish sauce. Amazing, guys. Bánh khoái. That was an amazing meal that hit the spot. This is Chinh Li Quan here in Minh Phuong Market. They're the best food stall here. I would strongly recommend you visit this place. Try everything in their menu. It's amazing. Yeah, let's see what else we can eat. I'll see you guys later. Now, while walking in the market, I saw something that caught my eye. I've been hunting for this food for a long time. Specialty here in Phu Tho Province. It's called Bánh Thai. And I saw a stand here selling Bánh Thai. Let's chơi. Bao tiền? Bánh Thai? Bánh Thai?
5.000 một cái à? Tôi còn 8 cái, anh ăn nốt được không? Ăn tất được 8 cái không? Em ăn 5 cái thôi. Được rồi ạ.
Come on, chị. I finally got my hand on Bánh Thai. This is a local delicacy here in Phu Tho Province in Vietnam. Alright guys, I'm so excited. So you can only find it here, Bánh Thai. It looks like a gyoza dumpling. Wow, there's pork inside, guys. Wow. It's amazing. Vietnamese dumplings on steroids with that rice wrapper. And look at that beauty. Doesn't that remind you guys of something? Nah, just kidding. That's about our local market tour. Let's go ahead and wash everything we ate down. See you guys later. So yeah, what is the perfect way to spend your day in the morning? Hanging out at a local Vietnamese roadside tea shop and drink that beautiful cha da to wash out all those fatty foods that we ate at the market. I'm just gonna spend my time here for a bit and I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.
This is Dona Garden, a hidden seafood buffet tucked away just off Nguyen Du Street in Viet Tri. It may be hidden from the main road, but don't let its location fool you. Inside, you'll find an impressive selection of fresh seafood, grilled specialties, and a wide variety of dishes that are sure to satisfy any appetite. If you're looking for a great all-you-can-eat experience, Dona Garden is undoubtedly one of the best buffet restaurants you should try in the area.
Hello everybody, it's me again and it's afternoon, almost nighttime. Now I'm ready for dinner. A subscriber recommended me to visit the Nguyen Du Street. So right now I am Nguyen Du Street and I discovered a hidden restaurant inside a street, Dona Garden buffet. Let's go ahead and have dinner inside Dona's Garden. Come on, let's go with me, come on. I just got my first batch of food. And of course, there's raw ingredients and cooked ingredients all together. These are the starters that I got. Bánh mi, fried rice, and I don't know what this is, but we're gonna find out later. Fried sweet potatoes, chicken feet. And for the raw, we got a little bit of everything like oysters, the clams, the snails. I only see this in videos. This is razor clam. I'm not sure how to call this. This is sea centipede. Like the Philippines, we call it karpihan dagat. In translation, it's sea centipede. I think mantis shrimp is the correct term. The octopus legs. How our beautiful, beautiful slice of beef. Look at that marbling, guys. Ain't that beautiful? This is the fatty pork meat. Wow. Belly cut meat with the enoki, and I'm not sure what's inside, but we're gonna find out later. Veggies is a must in Vietnam. This is zucchini, so we're gonna grill the zucchini later. This will be the first because it's fatty, so it's an ideal way to start grilling. Just put the fattiest part of the meat on the grill. All those meat will not stick. That is perfect technique. So now, while we're grilling, it's reasonable to start eating the starters. We're gonna start with bánh mi. This is grilled bánh mi, but I think I wanna grill it more. Let me show you. There's cheese on top. See that cheesy goodness? So let's start with that part of bánh mi. Let's use our hands. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Wow! Just as I told you guys, putting the fattiest part, the meat kind of flavors the grill. A good cut of meat takes only a bit to cook. Fatty part of meat will make everything delicious. The grill is on fire. One good thing about fatty part of the meat, the fire intensifies. First bite on that beautiful chunk of meat. Wow, absolute perfect intensified meat flavor. I've been dying to grill this part. Fatty, marbling. Vietnamese people are crazy for buffet. There's buffet everywhere. There's cheap buffet, there's expensive buffet. Almost everything is barbecue style. So you grill your own meat and it's amazing, guys. Fried rice, let's try it. Cheers. Wow, good. It's a seafood fried rice. A beautiful cut of meat. That's how you know a good cut of meat. It reduces because there's a lot of fat content there. Mantis shrimp, I don't know how to eat it, but let's figure it out together. Sorry if I'm ignorant to seafood. I'm not really a huge eater of seafood. Let's treat it like a shrimp. I'm gonna peel the back of it, grill it a little bit, just to be sure. That mantis shrimp, I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. It's just like a softer type of shrimp. We're on to the big boys, the oysters, one of my favorites. Chili sauce goodness. Wow. Cheers. Amazing, guys. The enoki thing is ready. Wrap it in lettuce. Cheers. And I know every one of you is waiting for the octopus thingy. Let me start grilling it. Soy sauce and wasabi. And this will give it a very good flavor. And squeeze a little bit of lemon in there. Wow. Cheers, guys. Cheers. That is perfect. I love it.
Look at those beauty. Wow. I think this is gonna be easier because the crab has humongous claws. There you go, guys. Look at that. Compared to my hand, guys, look at that beauty. It's still piping hot. Let's crush the claws, guys. Oh no! I destroyed it just all over the place. Cheers, guys, cheers. Wow! Now it makes sense why big crab are expensive. Those shock of meat is tasty, it's delicious. Look how much meat is in this crab's arm. I think he's on protein shake or something. I think he goes to the gym. See that? Amazing. There you go. Huge chunk of claw meat. Sauce and voila. What an amazing way to eat crabs, guys.
And that hit the spot, guys. What a perfect dinner here at Dona's Garden here in Viet Tri. I would like to thank every one of you for watching my videos and joining me in this adventure. Again, my name is Sebastian here at Adventure Block TV. Hope you have a wonderful day. See you on my next adventure. Bye-bye.
Do you hear that? My sanity about to break while everyone I know's out. On a trip, on a boat, on a lake. I'm tired of feeling all FOMO, babe. I don't even care if we stay home. Put our to-do list on ice. Crank the AC to 79.